Mics are live.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Neverland and the Impossible Void. This is session 7 of this game, which is fantastic. We're going to jump into it. It's been a couple weeks though. So everybody introduce yourself. Let's go top down, starting with Clover. Just tell them
I,
who you're playing.
first this time.
Mhm.
I'm Kate. I'm playing Clover, the bubblegum pink tiefling druid.
I am Avalon. I am playing Mice, the Drow Warlock.
And I'm Maddie. I'm playing Rusty, the Scottish cat bard. Yes.
Yes. And I'm Diana. I'll be your storyteller. So, the last time that we played, and feel free to interject anything that I leave out, but our lost adventurers have discovered quite a bit. So, you ventured away from your camp um, in the mountains to go searching for some answers down by the lake, by the mermaids. You were looking for the mollusks, a, a group of people on the island that you've heard about that may have information because they sort of steal secrets from the mermaids. So you went down that way, but instead of finding the mollusks, you guys um, upset a crocodile, got into a pretty nasty altercation with said crocodile. And then when it swam off, um, you were stopped by a couple of fey creatures who spoke to you, and in finding out your reasons for being there, divulged a little bit of information about Tinkerbell and the fact that she is sort of considered a traitor among the rest of the fairies and is kind of responsible, at least in part, for some of this mess. And that there's a queen of the fairies named Mab who wants Tinkerbell uh, returned back to the regular world. And in exchange for you helping make this happen, the fairies have then promised that they may help you not only defeat Anne, but maybe perhaps bring Neverland back to what it was originally meant to be, or something like it. Um, and then, if I remember correctly, you did make your way back to your camp in the mountains to rest, correct?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yep. And that's where we left off. So we'll say that you sleep peacefully through the night. You wake up well rested and feeling relieved. And the floor is yours.
I just say that there's a perfect dot of light from my window.
Yes,
It's
I see it, and it
really
looks like you're being
coincidental.
sniped.
I know. I feel like Rusty's gonna come at me.
Yeah.
That's who it would be, yeah.
Kind of. It's like a laser pointer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening in the camp when we wake up?
Camp looks to be a little bit busy. There are some people that look like they're uh, packing some, knapsacks, bedrolls, and things to perhaps go on a journey. Not a lot of people, but some small groups. And everybody's kind of up and about the camp.
What I guess can I go over to someone packing and say what are you doing? Where are you going?
Uh, we need supplies for camp.
And it takes you have to take your bedding and everything?
Well, we might be traveling a day or so.
What kind of supplies?
We need some more wood from the woods. We need some stone to make more weapons. Food also. We're on top of a mountain. We can't, sustain perfectly up here.
Fair enough. I just would choose a camp that was closer to resources.
Yeah, well, so do most of the critters that watch out for Pan.
I'll walk away.
Okay.
What are my teammates doing?
Sitting as close to a fire as physically possible.
Mm-hmm. You're staying nice and warm.
Like, probably if I was not a tiefling, I would be a little singed.
It's not that bad. You know? I like the cold. I'm fat and hairy. So, I probably would be observing. I would be
Okay.
observing the people in the camp, and also observing my friends.
Well, in observing your friends, you see Clover's kind of keeping to herself. Asha is doing her business as usual. Maybe looking a little distraught still over everything that you folks have found out recently, but she's still cooking, trying to make things normal a little bit. She gets you a little bit of breakfast. And Mice is approaching people, snarking them and walking away. And that's that's kind of what you see in observing your friends. As far as the camp, you see a couple people getting ready, some people taking inventory of supplies, it looks like, people counting out remaining arrows and things like that.
Okay, well, I will, just after taking kind of a look around, and I'll probably go sit by Clover.
Okay, by the fire.
Yeah.
Sit.
Hi, lass.
Are you saying something?
What's that?
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, hi, lass. You okay?
It's just so cold. No, you're a cat and you're fine.
Right. You have the blood of a devil in ya. Used to heat. Aye. Right. Well, I don't know if this is temporary or if we have to get used to it, because it might be maybe the safest location. But maybe there's a way we can try to keep, I don't know, you warm. Have we maybe thought about making an igloo? It traps in heat, and despite being a little like ice, what would you call that? Ice building, ice inn, ice tavern. I don't know. It actually keeps heat in, and might. I don't know. It's a thought.
You want to make a whole building out of ice.
Oh no, not a well, I mean it's a little thing. It's really just you know, it's small. It's um
As you two are talking about igloos and the logistics of that, one of the people in camp kind of overhears your conversation. A tall elf gentleman, and it's like, it's warmer down the bottom of the mountains. If you can't handle the cold, you can go not too far away if you needed to.
well, I mean that's safety in numbers.
I mean, I
So,
wasn't really trying to complain. He just,
yeah, we're
yeah.
just talking. It's all good.
It's all right.
It was cold where I was before, but it wasn't like this cold. A blanket over my head.
It's pretty cold up here. I get it. But if you're a small party, we stay up here because we're so many. But we can't risk being found. We got children up here. You're a small group. You're spry enough. And looks like you got enough work to do on your own, too. You went out on some excursion yesterday. Didn't come back till pretty late.
Right.
Can I come over at this point?
Yeah, of course.
Um, hmm.
I'm just saying, this ain't Pan's Cap. No one's forcing y'all to be here.
No,
You can go where you're most comfortable.
no one was complaining, and we appreciate the hospitality.
Oh, sure.
I feel like you're asking a lot of questions.
No, I think he was observing that we were talking about the cold. It's
I
all
just
good.
overhearing their conversation about building an ice house, and I
Uh,
figured maybe there might be
You know,
something easier to do.
an igloo is not that difficult to build, and she's a druid. I mean, she probably has some magic that can help, you know?
Rusty, these people don't like solutions. I've been trying to give advice all morning.
Clover's just gonna pull her leg a
And
little bit more.
no one here is interested in improving their circumstances whatsoever.
Oh, well, that's okay. I'm not very good at giving solutions to anything.
Well, look, some of us are just trying to live here. We're not, we fight when we have to, we move when we have to, but for most of us, this is just a place to live.
You say so. I mean, I haven't really seen you all doing much fighting.
Well, that's the idea. We don't really
Right.
go looking for it. Don't want to, unless
Fighting in the most uncomfortable places possible.
That's Neverland. We fight when our friends are in trouble, or when our camp's in trouble.
Or when we accidentally bring a bunch of snails to camp.
Or that. That was pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Right?
Unexpected, but fun.
Oh.
Worse things have happened.
Oh my god, is she still cooking the snail? Are we gonna be eating
Asha,
that again?
Asha's cooked up the last of the snail. She's made so much of this food. She just keeps bringing it to you and the other people at the camp.
Man.
Everybody is so well fed here with the scorpions. everybody is so well fed. So he's just gonna kind of mosey away after a few minutes of silence, kind of wander back to what he was doing, and
Man, people just button into conversations and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. How is your morning going, Mice?
It seems to me that a lot of people here are packing up to go on a long trip and being very vague about where they're going.
Well, if there is one thing that is prevalent here, it is being vague. And yeah, I don't know. It could be harmless.
It could be.
I mean,
But what if they were reporting to Pan?
so you think that just part of the cap is in Pan's pocket, not the whole thing, just part?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think they're spies?
I don't think it's outside of the realm of possibility. If I were Pan, I would have spies in each of these camps.
Sure. Yeah.
What I feel like Pan would just forget who his spies were.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, does he have the wherewithal to think that strategically? I don't know about that. I feel like he's very spur of the moment. You know?
That's fair.
Because one, obviously the memories are just nowhere, and two, he's so erratic, chaotic even, that I don't know. I don't see a lot of plotting and planning. At least that really takes hold or is remembered the next day. So
I mean, his whole plan for getting the pirates was just attack the pirates.
I
Right.
mean, yes, but he does remember to check in with the mermaids.
yeah, well, I mean, but that's some shady business too. I don't know.
I'm just saying I would watch your back around this group.
Well, it's always good advice to watch your back anytime, any place. Yeah. We but if we can't find anybody on this island to trust, we're probably going to go insane.
Well, speaking of finding people to trust, what do we want to do about these fairies?
Well,
Mice, please take an inspiration point for that flawless segue. Please. It brought me a lot of joy.
Good.
I don't know. It seems like a it seems like that it's really our only chance right now. no idea if we can trust them, if this Queen Mab is anybody that can really do anything or will even want to do anything for us. But I did have a dream last night. And it was very odd because I wasn't myself. I was a human. I've never been a human before. I was a human. It seemed like I had a 10th life, like another life after this. And it was in the future because, like, while we were here on this island, it was a nice place. And there was no Pan or crazy mermaids or sassy fairies. It was just the people.
Rusty, as you're recalling this dream and you're thinking about the life that you envisioned in that dream, thinking about how it seems like a 10th life, and you start to realize in your remembering that while you remember this dream and while you remember that this is your 9th life, you can't remember. There's like 2 of your lives that you just can't really seem to recall what they were anymore.
Oh man, this place. I'm losing my mind. Anywho, it was a nice place, and the people, the Wendy and her wife, and they had cats, and we were all there. I don't know. I honestly can't remember if I had a dream like that before. I cannot remember or recall a couple lifetimes right now, but it seemed pretty real. So the point of all that is that I don't think I am. I don't think I am as wanting to leave this place as I was. More of I'd like to improve this place if we could. Because it's just god awful here, you know? And people shouldn't have to live on a mountain and hiding from a crazy boy, who's hopped up on fairy dust. But we're gonna have to do something, and we're gonna need some help, because we are certainly not even close to being powerful enough to stand up to the impossible boy.
Well, seems like step 1 is that we need to kidnap Tinkerbell.
Aye. That won't be difficult at all. Ugh.
Does anyone have like a jar?
Don't we have a jar? Wait. Didn't we have something in a jar just recently? Aye. This
Oh.
memory. I
You
can't
guys
remember.
are gonna need you guys are gonna need a jar. You came across a gentle turtle
Yeah.
who was selling odds and ends, including jars. He is a traveling salesman, though. It's hard to say where he might be. But you're gonna need something. Also, you know, to catch Tinkerbell. That's a whole thing.
So, like a really big net. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think let's work backwards from the jar.
Fair.
Unless anyone has a better idea.
In the meantime, Rusty, take an inspiration point for that monologue, and then
Which seamlessly flowed into dropping the name of the
yeah,
of the...
and the name drop of the show. Thank you. Cinematic effect. But
That I'm good at.
yes, please, please take that, and then Asha, I think, would in this case quietly agree that she would like to stay here as well if it were a nicer place. I'm not going to attempt to do a Asha impression, but I think that she would like that. So I think she's in favor of starting with Tinkerbell as well.
Do you think Clementine would be able to find the turtle again?
Well, that's just an idea we'll have to try out then. So Asha will try asking Clementine. And for those watching who don't know, Clementine is a tiny little beholder that's about the size of my fist with little eyeballs around it that's floating around Asha's head all the time, giving her kisses. And
with eyeballs.
Yeah, little eyeball kisses, little butterfly kisses.
There you go. That's less gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Asha will ask Clementine, do you remember Poppy? Do you remember where he is? And can you maybe help us find him? And Clementine will kind of do like fly up above her head and do a little quick swirl and then like come down, and Asha feels 75% sure that is a yes.
Ooh.
Great. Well, let's set off.
All right.
So we're just gonna go along and think that thing's never gonna grow up and kill us. No?
What thing?
That
Clementine?
thing? Yeah.
Like- Is it gonna kill us with eyeball kisses?
I mean, those things when they're really big, like they shoot beams out of their eyeballs that do terrible things.
Rusty, I feel like you're being a worrywart.
Okay, I can't remember 2 of my lives right now, but I can remember dying from one of those things. But
Is that in the same life where people were living in ice houses? Because that also seemed fake.
No, that's true. You've never heard of igloos?
And I've never heard of whatever these things are back in our world either.
You've never heard of a beholder? Really?
No.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Clementine just goes beep, 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 and then comes and circles around Rusty's head and gives you a little butterfly kiss, and then comes back to Asha's shoulder.
Oh, yeah, it's
Look how cute she is.
It's definitely going to eat me someday. Yes. But yes, at least it's cute. Okay, so it thinks it knows where the turtle is. Cool. Let's go find Mr. Turtle.
Before we go, it seems like this turtle is really into trading things. I don't really have a lot. Is there anything maybe around the camp we could find that we could bring with us that would be good to barter?
Sure. So why don't you make me a roll for investigation.
That is 14.
Okay. You're seeing a lot of stuff around the camp that looks a little too useful for Poppy's stash. Eventually, he seems to like trinkets and hot
Shiny
tchotchkes.
things. I'm
Yeah.
looking for, yeah.
So it takes you a little bit, but you eventually find like a pile of stuff that looks like it's being like it's about to be like broken up into either like firewood or just trash in general. And one thing in particular sticks out to you. It looks like a little like kind of mechanical timepiece, something like that.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And it's just being chucked away.
Want to go grab it.
Yeah, no one stops you. It looks like it's like surrounded by like a piles of like scrap and like old like broken tools and things like that.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so you grab that. Anybody else need to do anything before you set out?
No, I don't think so.
Clover?
I think so.
All right. In that case, you guys head out. So, your general direction down the mountain. You don't need any beholder guidance for that. And you head in the general direction. Make some survival checks for me, everyone, to just get to the general path.
I got a natural 1.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I had a natural 20.
I got a natural 19.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I came here with no dice to play D&D.
What?
Can we just talk about that for a second? And my dice are in the other room.
I think that just means we win all the encounters.
Yep.
I think so, right?
We should just go right for Pan today then.
Yeah, and then he like just starts like casting weird like finger of death spells, like
I was playing with my dice collection earlier.
Whatever, Diana.
Whatever.
Brag about it.
Just sitting there, what I mean is I just like stick my hands in it and go, ooh, okay. So Asha is what Asha's survival is a 10. So we got a 20 and a 19, which is good. A 10 and a natural 1, so meh. Mice is really, I don't know what it is. Either you're feeling a little bit paranoid, looking over your shoulder too much, or if you feel like you know the way a little too confidently, which
probably overconfidence.
Overconfident.
Something we can assume.
It's too busy asking people to focus.
Just like really trying to go straight ahead, and the rest of the gang keeps trying to have to like gently coax you back to the direction of the path. You guys eventually do find that beaten path that you had been on in the last time you traveled through these woods, and at this point you see Clementine kind of dip down off of Asha's shoulders and like start darting her eyes around and like making little noises at the ground, and then starts like kind of hovering ahead of you. now. So she's picked up on something there. So you guys follow, and you've got a little bit of time on the road following this little baby beholder for a little while before you reach anything. Is there anything that you need to be doing or saying while that's happening?
I don't think so. I mean, based on my 1, I'm probably not being particularly cautious or smart about it, but
Okay.
Probably not.
Keep an eye out.
All right. Well, in that case, you follow in silence until you see Clementine stop and turn to you and just kind of wiggle her eyeballs at you. And you can see that ahead there looks to be like a little bit of like brush ahead that looks like there's a little clearing past, maybe there's some light peering through. You don't hear anything, but it seems like there's something here.
Asha, what is this thing saying?
Well, I don't know how to speak Beholder, but it seems to be telling us maybe he's around that corner, or maybe we should be careful going around that corner. I can't tell.
Can we ask a clarifying question of Clementine?
We can try.
I don't think we understand Clementine at all.
I mean, I don't, but I feel like it's understanding us.
Maybe we can tell her to like go up for yes and down for no.
Yeah, or like up and down is yes, side to side is no.
Okay. And so Asha tries to explain this complicated set of directions to Clementine, in which moving up and down is yes, side to side is no, and then asks, is Poppy on the other side of this patch of woods? And Clementine kind of like goes up to the tree line and like sticks her little beholder head through some of the trees and then comes back and just goes up and down.
Oh, great. I will charge on ahead.
Okay. You charge on ahead, and you see Poppy's cart and things, and you see Poppy kind of on his little stump, kind of his eyes closed, and his head off to the side.
I, Poppy. Poppy. I'd like to poke him.
You poke Poppy. Make a strength check.
I'm afraid.
10.
Okay. You poke Poppy just enough for him to be like, what's going on? What's going on here? I know you.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, Clementine's back. Did you miss me so much?
Does Clementine respond?
Yeah, Clementine
Okay.
does like little circles around his head and gives him butterfly kisses, and then comes back to Asha's shoulders and is making like little sounds.
Yes, we were able to find you with the help of Clementine. Very convenient.
That's pretty good. I haven't moved from where I last was, so that was pretty easy.
I had a feeling, you know.
It's just that it takes a lot. I'm going to move eventually somewhere.
But genetics, it's a thing. And yeah, turtle, yeah, you're not super fast. It's okay. You know, yeah.
I could be fast if I wanted to be fast, but I am slow because I want to be slow.
Because why not, right?
Anyway, what brings you back to see old Poppy? I was just, what, a week ago I saw you? 2 weeks ago?
Yesterday?
Sure, yesterday. All right.
I think. I don't know.
It's all the same, really. So Poppy, do you know anything about catching fairies?
Catching fairies. Well, I mean, you could catch a fairy in, I guess, a couple of ways if you hypothetically wanted to. I don't know if you would, though, because all the ways I know are pretty dangerous. You could catch a fairy by maybe, tricking it, but that would take, whew, you'd have to be real smart. You'd have to probably answer a bunch of riddles. You'd probably be caught in some sort of blood pact forever accidentally, and it's I wouldn't recommend trying to trick a fairy. You could try to sneak up on a fairy, but that's, I'd say, pretty much only doable when they're sleeping. Yeah, I wouldn't try it any other time. Why do you want to catch a fairy?
Why wouldn't you want to catch a fairy?
Because they're people.
But they're so delightful to look at.
So are a lot of things, but these ones are people.
Well, obviously we would just catch it as, and then all have a laugh and then let it go.
Oh, no. You catch a fairy. That fairy and every fairy that it is kind to it will know and remember your faces and names for the rest of all eternity.
What?
You can't betray the fairies.
No one said anything about betrayal.
Betrayal?
Catching
We're talking about playing a game of hide and seek.
Duh.
All right. Someone's trying to pull the old wool over old Poppy. And I'm not having that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never pull the wool over anything.
I've met a lot of crazy people here in Neverland. Crazy folk. Not a one of them ever wanted to play hide and seek with a fairy.
That's the challenge, though. You could play hide and seek with little kids, but they're easy to find.
Yeah.
A fairy. They're tiny, they can fly, they can hide just about anywhere. Yeah, that's the challenge.
Do the fairies know they're playing hide and seek with you? Because that's not usually the kind of game that they play.
Well, yeah, technically the other fairies are playing. Mm-hmm. And yes, everyone's involved. It's a big game.
Make a persuasion check. Mice, you can assist on that to give advantage. Sure. So whoever rolls the highest.
Persuasion is 18.
Yeah.
That's higher than mine, yeah.
Okay. And he rolled a contested 12, so he's going to buy it. Well, you are pretty likable. I guess maybe some fairies want to play hide and seek. Anywho, I guess it depends on what fair you're going after. But I would say definitely catch them while they're asleep. And once you do, you make sure that you only let them out when you want to let them out. If they start making bargains with you, don't go opening things. And music helps sometimes with keeping a calmness when they're asleep. You could try using that.
Do you think that if we were to put one in a jar, that it would be able to get itself out?
Well, I think that it might, but that it would be pretty difficult, and that we have a good chance of keeping the fairy in.
It's not like we would do that or anything at all. Like, that's crazy. No. But it's always good to be prepared for the worst. In case the game goes long. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Deception.
I'm okay at that too. Except right now. So, what is that? That's a 9.
Look, I consider us friends in the sense that I don't have too many, and yet consider everyone I meet one of them. Would you
So do I. Fair
happen
enough.
to be holding something back from me? Because perhaps I could help a little more if I knew what
Alright,
the hell you were
Poppy.
talking about.
Listen, Rusty, we don't want to get Poppy into any kind of danger by bringing him in on this.
I mean, but if he wants to know.
I don't know, Poppy. I think that since what we're doing is for the greater good of everyone on this island, that maybe we should also consider Poppy's safety.
Do you want to just buy a jar?
That might be great. What do we have? What did you find? Did you find something on it?
Oh, I've got something that's worth way more than a jar.
Leave it
Did-
to mice.
Did you want to see it, Poppy? I'm sorry. I didn't know if you wanted to sell us a jar.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell you the jar. You're gonna make your own decisions, but I could, whatever.
All right. I'll rustle through my stuff and then procure this clockwork mechanic.
You show him the clockwork mechanic, and he's like, "Oh, this is so pretty."
Yeah.
Oh, I could get you a jar. I could get you 15 jars. I could get you a couple of jars and maybe some. I don't know. What do you like? What else do you like? I'll give you something else. Not something too crazy. I could read your cards. I could take. But you could have another Clementine if you wanted to.
Do you have anything that would help me track something?
Help you track something.
Or sneak up on something that's asleep?
No.
Real
No,
smooth.
okay. anything lethal?
Not intentionally.
I mean, I guess a jar could be lethal
Yeah.
if we don't
Yeah.
punch holes in it.
Exactly. Yeah, but no, I don't really sell much in the way of weapons or anything like that.
Anything magic?
Oh, sure, lots of magic. Uh, these stones are magic, and
What do they do?
let's see. Oh, this banana's magic, and
Is it a real banana?
yeah, this banana.
Where'd
Um,
where'd you get a banana from, Poppy?
I don't remember. I've had it a long time.
It's an island. There's bound to be bananas, right?
I don't know. That just seems like a weirdly normal thing.
Fair.
The magic banana.
The
Oh,
magic
I know,
bit
to be fair, you
is,
said that. Yeah, I
the
just
magic
assumed
bit's
that it
cool.
wasn't true.
No, this banana is magic. I got the rocks. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, God, you're right. I've got this bottle of juice. It's a little bit magic as well. It was really just for fun, though.
What does it do?
Oh, it lets you swap voices. You know.
Like two people have to drink it?
Mm-hmm. And you just trade for a little while.
Can I have that?
Yeah, you can have that.
Thank
you. You're welcome.
And can I get anything else?
That in the jar
Okay.
would be pretty good.
That's
cool. Can it be a very sturdy jar?
I'll get you the best jar I got.
Thank you.
Kind of digs around, gets you a nice, hefty sized, sturdy looking jar. Kind you see in a hipster restaurant.
Okay, great.
While you're here, can I get you guys anything else?
Well, I don't think so. Yeah.
How about you, Les?
I mean, do I see anything interesting?
Everything looks pretty everything looks either so interesting or so mundane that it must be interesting. Like a banana or just like a rock. There's like it's the assortment of things is hard to discern.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Do you happen to have any feathers?
Yeah, of course, got plenty of feathers.
I just need a few, just in case. One of my spells, well, like when I need to cast it, it's going to be pretty difficult to be playing an instrument, because we'd be falling. And it's supposed to stop us from falling. So.
Sure. Oh, sure. Yeah, I could get you kind of feathers. What kind of feathers you like best? You like the long kind, the short kind, like big fluffy kind, like the kind that has the little eyes on them. You like the kind that's like all lots of colors. Color.
I'm a cat. I like all feathers. I like feathers so much. I want to fall on the ground and kick my feet until, they go crazy all over the place and I'm gonna chew and yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I like it all. Yeah.
Totally. Great. Well, you know what? You tell me what you got and I'll see which kind of feathers I can part with.
Oh, right. Got so much. I've got don't have anything. I have some weapons. I have a dagger. Would you like a dagger? You don't have any weapons. You should be able to defend yourself.
Is it shiny?
I mean, it could be. It probably just needs some tender, loving care. You know, it's been around a bit. So
Let me see.
yeah,
Let me see.
yeah.
He looks at it. It's pretty shiny.
I mean,
Not too shiny, but pretty shiny. I'll get you some feathers.
thank you.
Takes the dagger, slips it in his pocket. He comes back. He brings you a couple short, like thin, white and black feathers. He brings you a handful of them.
Oh boy. Okay. All right, Rusty, you can do this. Just put them in your pocket and pretend they're not there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good job. I'm proud of you. Well, if that's all, we're getting back to my nap, and I plan to hit the old trail tomorrow.
Hey, Raid.
Hello.
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 Welcome, party. Thank you for coming. We're in the middle of our 7th episode of Neverland and the Impossible Boy. It is a 5e game, and the folks just got done bartering with Poppy the turtle and are about to head on their way. So Poppy kind of says goodbye to Clementine. Clementine kind of does a little twirl around his head again, gives him little butterfly kisses with 2 of her little eye stalks, and then she flies back to Ash's shoulder, and Poppy is just going to lean back and kind of doze back off.
Yeah, I think if we need him again, he'll probably just be here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Do we want to go find the fairies again and see if they know where we could find Tinkerbell?
Well, I think we know where to find her, right? The problem is, how do we get to her while she's
Without
sleeping? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, was she always on that island?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't remember seeing her without being around the pan, you know. So I really don't want to go back up there, but you know. Oh, that's right. We have dust.
We do. I just don't know if I want to try to get her when we're potentially that outnumbered. I was hoping we could lure her.
Yeah.
But then again, she wouldn't be sleeping. So.
Yeah, but still, like, I don't like the idea of
You guys are having this conversation right where Poppy is sleeping still?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am, at least. I don't know if you all wanted to be
He's
walking.
going to poke one eye open and be like, I knew you weren't playing tag with some random fairies. You hooligans are trying to kidnap Tinkerbell?
Yes.
Well, good. That's the first step to putting this island right back the way that it was.
Yeah.
But this is why I was trying to get you to ask me for some help, because you can't just kidnap Tinkerbell. You don't even know where she is.
Well, no, we don't. What do you know, Poppy?
I know that she doesn't sleep where the rest of the lost sleep.
Where does she sleep?
She sleeps in a little part of the woods away from all of that. And she comes back right before dawn, right before Pan wakes up.
Huh.
Why does she do that?
Who knows? You'll have to ask her when you see her. But I know that she is in that part of the woods, points like kind of up north behind where he's sitting. Little spot. But it's guarded, so to speak.
By what?
A tree.
Is this a living, moving, talking tree? Or...
I guess they're gonna try to eat us or scream.
Right, yeah.
Well, only if you upset it. It's a moving, talking tree, but it's nice if you don't upset it.
What kinds of things upset it?
I don't know the inner workings of the tree. I'm just a humble little turtle, just trying to make a dime or a shiny thing.
I'm guessing that it's whatever you think it won't upset it will probably upset it.
So we should try to chop it down.
Whoa, what?
I'm gonna say, as someone who likes you, an amount.
And
You should not chop down the tree.
I know, Poppy. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Seems like a nice tree.
Okay.
Just, don't upset it, because then I don't know, it'll go off. And, you don't want to alert her to your presence.
Sure. Okay. Clover, do you talk to trees by any chance?
not unless that tree is also an animal.
All right, fair.
Who knows? This
Who knows?
topsy-turvy
Who
world.
knows here? Yeah.
I mean, if it's a moving, talking tree, it might speak common. You never know.
All right.
Well, good luck getting Tinkerbell. I hope you, I hope you get her, and I hope you get that Pan thing set right, because this place is all messed up.
Can Poppy, can you give us slightly more specific directions? Or like a landmark?
So when you see the tree that has a face,
Sure.
Oh.
then
Of
you're
course.
there. If you pass the tree with the face,
You've gone too far.
gone too far.
Okay. About how far of a walk do you think it is?
Oh, you get there before nightfall.
Okay.
If you head on straight up.
Cool.
Do we want to get there before Tinkerbell would arrive, gang, and like try to camouflage? Or do we want to wait to go there until it's after dark?
Huh.
That's up to you. I'm going to bed.
All right. Thank you, puppy. Wow. Okay. So, well, we can discuss this while we go find the tree with the face.
Okay.
So that we're not telling our plans. Talking about our plans in front of the person you didn't want to know.
Oh, I definitely wanted him to know. I was just...
Clever lass. Clever.
All right. Get walking.
Mhm.
Alright. Yep. You guys head in the direction that Poppy sent you. It's a pretty straight line, although the woods tend to get thicker as you go further up. You're getting further away from any sort of beaten path, and you're in more of just kind of a fighting through brush situation. But you're heading in a pretty straight line, so it's okay. You've got a couple hours though, so anything you'd like to discuss on your way?
So,
How are we gonna get her in the jar before she wakes up?
well, that would be sneaking. Obviously there's that. So someone would have to be very sneaky and quiet. And then, well, I guess it's just a matter of popping
Scooping
it.
her.
Yeah, like, or you
But
know.
Just
Yeah.
real
we
quick.
get her. We'll fall asleep on a piece of paper, like a
There you
spider.
go.
Just flip her over.
Maybe if we get there early, we can see what our little nest is like.
Mm-hmm.
And like we could build the jar secretly like under it, so we just have to do the lid.
Well,
Depending on what the nest is like.
Very worried about this plan.
I wouldn't want to disturb anything because
Mm.
they're very observant creatures. So, but scouting out the nest is a good idea because then we kind of know what we're dealing with. At least we'd have a better idea and a better chance of catching her. That's good. That's good.
Do we want to get some of those other fairies to help us?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great, but did they seem like they wanted to, that they'd be available to help us? I really don't remember yesterday very well at all.
I feel like as long as they weren't in like a ton of danger and they didn't have to like lead the plan, that they were willing to contribute in some ways.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that'd be very helpful. Do we have to go back to the coast there to find them? I feel like we're heading in a different direction.
You are, and Asha will pipe up and say, it seemed like this was sort of our way of bartering for their help with Pan.
Right.
I think that's totally bullshit. Tinkerbell is the one that they really care about and they should be helping.
Yeah, but they've been trying with her, and
Have they?
well, I don't know, but
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of like it's quid pro quo, right? It's we help them with Tinkerbell, they help us with Pan. It seems fair enough. I guess.
And if we can get them separated, hopefully they'll be easier to deal with. Like if Pan can't fly without Tinkerbell.
He might be able to fly still, but maybe his help won't be able to, and that would help a lot.
Yeah.
No, I have a feeling that boy he's got his own means of travel. I don't know. I'm worried about just how powerful this boy really is.
Well, he brought us all here.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. And unless we died, we're not supposed to be here. So that's scary.
True.
Hmm.
But maybe also it means that we can't die here.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Especially as someone who's lived many lives and died many times. I never thought about that. But if this is essentially like a purgatory or a rest stop before, maybe you don't. That I think scares me more
I mean,
than anything.
the pirates weren't dying,
Right. They
but
keep coming back.
they were coming back kind of messed up, like the guy with the guy with like a broken neck, and
Oh, right. And the hands that were backwards and.
so yeah, the hands. So if you're gonna die, it might not be permanent, but if you're gonna die somehow, that's weird.
Oh, Laura.
You might be stuck like that.
Okay. Now I'm terrified.
Yeah, not to make it worse, but
Because, it's like when you die, you're kind of like, oh, then you move on and you go to the next life. And it's all fine and dandy. And you start off as a baby again and it's beautiful.
I don't think that's usually true.
I don't think it's usually like that, Rusty. No,
Well,
not
but
for most of us.
oh, maybe not. But think that it is. And then instead of that happening, you just come back to this, and your tail is coming out your head, and your nose is now on your bum, and that would be
pretty bad. Yeah.
awful.
We may all experience death like Rusty does. Rusty might just be the only one that remembers.
That would
Maybe
be hilarious.
Yeah, maybe we're all cats and gnomes and whatever.
Maybe we're all cats.
You guys walk and talk through the woods. And eventually you come up onto like the edge of some trees where there's a slight gap in the tree line, and you see one particular, just on the other side of this little gap, a big tree, taller than all the others, that very clearly in its bark is like a kind of gentle looking face, like carved into the wood, and looks like it's got like a sleeping kind of smiling face, and it's got two branches aside from the rest that are kind of up at the top like normal, two that are sort of like cradled in front of it, holding something, and you can't tell what from this distance, but it looks like it's just kind of sleeping and cradling something.
This place is weird.
Rusty, are you the sneakiest?
Probably.
It's definitely not Asha. I just checked.
It's
yeah,
me.
it's definitely me.
It's you.
Do you think you could see what it's holding?
Sure. Yeah, that's something I'm good at, right? Aye.
Maybe try not to wake it up.
Really? No, I don't want to wake me up. No.
All right, Rusty, if you're going to go and approach that tree, you are going to make some stealth checks for a moi.
All right. Let's see stuff. Okay. Wow. Not as good as I hoped. Okay. Okay. That's actually really good. That is a 22.
Is it 22? Nice job, Rusty. Rusty tiptoes up to the tree. It's a little bit tough to see even as you get close because this tree is so tall. You kind of have to like climb a little bit up on a neighboring tree to peer into what it's holding. And it looks to be like two little balls of gold light.
Two little balls of gold light. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I'll climb back down and head
Go
back
report
up.
back.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Rusty tells you what he found.
I don't know what that means.
Like were the balls like two fairies
They were.
that were glowy?
Didn't look like it, Rusty. Not
Okay.
fairies. You can tell that there's a body in there somewhere, and they're only glowing when they want to be glowing. Look like people, little people. This just looked like light.
Just light. Huh. I wonder what that means.
Okay. Did it look like a comfortable place to sleep?
Well, yeah, I mean.
Nah,
Oh no? Oh, okay.
no.
Yeah.
It looked like they were just kind of like hovering in this weird branch arms.
Well, I don't want to fuck with that at all. Let's look for Tinkerbell's bed.
Right.
Unless anybody else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
Can I how close is like the closest like the neighboring trees to it?
Yeah, they're all pretty close by.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd like to climb up one of the trees near it, to get up as high as I can to kind of see what we can see without actually climbing that tree.
Yeah, sure. So you go back, you climb up another tree nearby, and you're looking like trying to find where Tinkerbell is sleeping, I assume.
Yeah. Just trying to see if I can see anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see this tree man fellow and his cradling balls of light. You look inside, you see like a kind of spiral of little trees that sort of curl in on each other, and in the center of that tree there looks to have like a knot carved out of it, and you see like some feathers and pillows sticking out of the side. It looks like that's a very clear spot.
So it's a different. I'm sorry. Is that a different tree then?
In the center of this, so there's the tree person.
Mm-hmm.
Following into this clearing, there's a bunch of trees that go in a
Okay.
little spiral like this.
Right.
The tree at the direct center of it
Okay.
looks like it has a hole carved out with a little
Okay.
bed inside.
Okay. Okay. All right. So she doesn't actually sleep in the talking tree. She sleeps in another tree. That's good. That's helpful because, you know, you don't want to be sneaking onto a moving talking tree at night. Especially since my way of climbing things is using my claws, you know. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, And it's just the knot in that tree, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um Probably should find a place to hide though. I feel like we need to talk to this tree.
It's not yet dark, but dusk is approaching. So you're going to have to make a decision one way or the other soon. If you're going in and trying to beat her there, or if you're going to wait for her to fall asleep, we're getting to the time to decide.
Right. Well, what do you guys think?
No, you're muted.
Muted.
I'm leaning towards her being asleep.
I too.
Does the way her knot look like we get a hand in there or a jar in there?
It's big.
Oh, okay,
It's
great.
big enough, yeah. Mhm.
Then we could just do the old scoop.
Sure. Allegedly.
Allegedly,
You
yes.
can try.
I mean, we're all pretty low level to do anything other than that.
I. So we probably should find a place to hide out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Is it bushy, clearingy, or is it very open around here?
So there's a big clearing between the woods you just came from and the woods where this like little spiral of trees are. Within this, there's a lot of like brush. And back where you came from, there's a lot of coverage, but there's some space in between.
okay, maybe. How long would it? I mean, like, if we were to stay in the fullness of the force that we came in from, if we were to hide out there, how long would it take to get to like Tinkerbell's tree?
You can see it from the tree pretty clearly. It's not going to take you like a long time to
Okay.
get there. It's, just a couple minutes of.
Okay. That's all. I was just curious, like how vast this really was. and
No,
stuff
it's like a small little nook of trees. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, then probably we
Be
probably
further away.
want to stay back and
Yeah.
and find ourselves plenty of foliage to.
Sure. Well, it's easy enough. You go and back across the clearing, back to the tree line where you came from, and there's like it's thick woods there. There's plenty of coverage for you to hide in. Okay. And you guys wait till what?
I love.
Something in that shows.
I love
It got
Tom.
it got me. The pun got me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That was
Yeah.
the first one that
I
broke
broke first.
me.
I love you, Tom. Seriously.
That was a good one.
Tom is so good for a joke. He really is so good. Okay, so you guys hide and wait. I want everybody to make perception checks, and you've got a little while to hang out.
Nope.
15.
14. Yikes.
A 1 and a 15. Rusty, you are looking out for Tinkerbell, and you see like some like little flying bugs like playing in the dirt, and you decide to go have a play. So you have a little play with them, a little swat. In the woods, you're still hidden, but you're not paying attention to what's going on. So So, but the rest of you, Asha, Mice, and Clover, you're hanging right at the edge of the tree line watching. About, half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, and then you see it. It's finally dark, and you see a little flutter of light fly right through the trees. You see it hover right next to the tree man person thing. Stop for a second, and you see it turn to face her for a moment, and then close its eyes back again and go back to its sleeping position. And she is going to fly right on through and assumed towards her little cubby hole. And I will let you guys decide what you're going to do. We are going to take a break here. We've been playing for an hour and a half. We'll come back in about 10, 15 minutes, okay?
Cool.
Go.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
We're back.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you guys for waiting for us to take our little break there. And our gang of Lost were just waiting in the woods for Tinkerbell to go back to her little campsite. They saw her go, but they did see her stop, pause, and have some sort of interaction with the large tree fellow who is sort of guarding this little clearing and cradling two balls of light in his tree limb arms before she went in and presumably went to her camp.
Is there anything about their interaction that I could roll maybe insight or
You can try roll an insight for me.
3?
You
Sorry
have
for
it
wasting your
the
time.
slightest clue how to determine what that could have been.
Sure.
I'm not even gonna try. I have a -1 on insight rolls.
I think I can try.
I have a
Well,
wisdom of 6.
I'll let Asha try too. You know what? She would try.
oh, what does that even say?
Oh, she's got a +5. Yeah, of course she would try. Okay. Asha's smart.
His roots are wisdom based. I got
Okay.
21.
Nice. And Asha got an 18. So
Good for her.
for you, it really looks as simple of an interaction as him checking to see who it was, essentially. It looked that quick and peaceful. It was something that he's seen her do this a number of times before. They have a pre-arranged understanding of each other, whatever that may be. She flew up next to him. All he had to do was look and recognize her and felt at ease.
Hmm. Oh, let them
So I
know,
feel like we can
guess.
assume that the tree is bad because it seems like most good things don't like Tinkerbell.
Maybe it doesn't know who she is.
I guess. I don't know.
But regardless, it's definitely not going to like us.
Right.
Is the tree like awake now, or did it go back to?
No, it went back to its little like sleeping.
Okay. And it didn't react when you were like climbing. I mean, when Rusty was climbing.
When Rusty was
Around
climbing
it.
the other tree, he had not passed through that threshold and
Okay.
did not react to him.
Hmm.
Did he pass through the threshold at some point in time to go look in the knot, though?
Nope. He was looking from a tree in and saw that knot from within.
So, hey, Rusty, you want to take this jar and climb
Yeah,
up in those trees?
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Ah,
Do you want to do a really good job on all your rolls?
I mean, I will certainly try.
So
Um,
clarify for me what this plan is before I
Um,
have you roll to do it.
So we're going to. Oh, I'm going to. So how high is the knot that Tinkerbell sleeps in?
It's like center of a pretty like well-sized tree. It's not too far for you to climb, really. It's high up, but it's decent for you.
Okay. Um. So I'd like to approach it. Uh, there it is. There it is. Thank you, Tom. I'd like to approach um by giving the tree with a face as like wide of a berth as I can. Um and just sneak over, climb up, and then
Okay.
I don't know, try to catch a butterfly in a jar, but a fairy.
Roll stealth to try that first part. Let's just start there.
Okay. All right. That is a 17.
So you walk up to this tree line, and you stay as far as possible, giving it a nice wide berth. As you walk just up parallel to this tree, you hear a distinctly kind of crackling of wood as it sort of turns, not unfurling its arms, and opens its like wood eyes. It's just like two pieces of bark kind of peeling apart, to reveal like sort of carved little pupils. And it looks over at you and says, "What?"
Now, could I have like noticed the thing waking up?
Yeah, you notice it. It's pretty
Like
hard not to
before,
notice.
like while it was doing the whole, because I would assume like if it's a tree thing, it probably kind of does this kind of.
It's not like I'm describing it for
Does it
for
does it
fun, but
happen
it's not like
slowly
it's
or
not like taking like a mechanical process. It's just that's what's happening. Yeah.
okay? Because
Yeah. It
okay,
only takes a second or two.
okay.
Get the fuck out of here, Tom.
Um, no, please stay. It's fantastic. Okay, then I thought about that too late. I got nothing. I got nothing.
What?
Hi. Oh. Hi.
Shh.
Yeah.
Keep it down. There are babies.
Babies. They're babies. They're babies. Of course, they're babies.
What do you want?
I want to make this island back to what it was.
That doesn't make any sense. What do you want?
I want to take the ferry away.
No. No, thank you.
Okay, that's fair. I'll be going. Thank you.
Have a nice night.
Well, that was fun. I'll walk back over. Yeah.
It watches you walk to a safe distance and then kind of readjusts and goes back to its nice sleeping face.
Okay. I've got an idea, though. Okay, I've got an idea. I'm going to cast Disguise Self to make myself look like Pan. And then I will I'll fudge it. I'll crack open the fairy dust and do the thing.
Cast disguise self as Pan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Disguise self is automatic, or is that a? Do you have to roll?
No, it's automatic. It lasts for an hour,
For now. Okay.
and
Um,
it is not concentration.
right.
The anyone that uh, if they maybe want if a creature is like kind of like in disbelief, they can use an action to inspect my appearance and must succeed on an intelligence investigation check
Intelligence. Okay. Got it.
against my spell DC.
Got
So,
it. Okay. So you
um,
cast disguise self. You look like a pretty good spitting image of old Pan
um, I'll I'll use the fairy dust,
so that you can fly.
and then I will kind of go up and then kind of start to approach Tink's tree from like the direction of the from where the lair is, and
Okay.
I'll make an approach.
You make an approach. Similarly, as you get close, even from up top, and this is now you're on like the eye line with this tree. As you approach that tree line, what?
I'm here to see Tinkerbell. I don't really have time for this. I'm just gonna head on over because
Uh, does a 14 beat your spell DC?
it just succeeds. Yeah.
Mm.
Tinkerbell doesn't like that.
Right. Well, I don't really have time for this, and I'm gonna fly off.
Like towards Tinkerbell or like away?
Yeah, towards Tinkerbell. Because
Okay.
I'm Pan and I do what I want.
Um, so uh the tree is going to lean down and put down the little orbs of light that it was carrying, and it is going to turn and pick its roots up out of the ground and start walking and following towards you. It's going to reach a tree branch arm out and try to grapple you, so you can make a dexterity saving throw to attempt to not get handled.
I'm gonna run and pick up those things that I put down.
That's an 18.
It just misses you, and you just kind of get out of its grasp by like just barely. Mice, you run up and go near those orbs, and this tree turns around and just glares directly into your soul and just says, "No."
Did I get them?
You have them in your hands.
This is my chance.
And it's going to attack you right away.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to attack you right away. Just takes that same branch that just tried to grab Rusty, and it's going to try to just slam right down onto the top of your noggin.
Okay.
He's going to squash the babies.
Got a natural 20.
What?
I got a natural 20. Oh, I assumed you wanted me to dodge it. I don't know why.
No.
Damn it. Yeah, but like, what if I did? All right. Smashes my head.
Oh.
What? I'm going to respect that natural 20, and I'm going to say that first attack misses, and you dodge out of the way. The second attack is going to be a 19 to hit, and that one is
That
going to stick.
Okay, yeah, that hits. Did I dodge the one that wasn't gonna hit?
No, you dodged
Okay.
the one that was gonna. It was
Okay.
gonna hit you definitely. 11 points of damage for that hit. And you see that it's like gearing both tree branches up again, and it just looks at you and it says, "No."
Drop him.
You can take an action here. In the meantime, Clover, what are you doing?
I would like to try to pull Mice out of the way, like back. Like
You're gonna try to pull her out of the way of the next attack.
Yeah, like grab the back of her shirt or whatever. Whatever I can.
Okay.
So like taking the help action, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And Rusty, you're just going in?
I'm heading there. I'm heading
Yeah.
straight to Tink. I've got the jar
Wow.
ready, and I'm just gonna like as soon as I get there, I'm just gonna just.
Do I just have an action, or do I have like an action and a movement?
You've got an action or movement, yeah.
Okay.
You've got your full action, I
Cool.
should say.
So not in the direction of Rusty, and not in the direction that I came from, but in a third direction. I want to throw one of the two.
Okay.
And then I want to keep holding one of them, and I want to run back the way it came from.
All right. You do that. I'm gonna this is interesting because this is a very smart creature. Yeah. You throw one and it looks back to see you like clutching the other one, like the light is like peering out through your fingertips. And as you run away in the other direction, it's just going to start, and like the tree roots just like are thumping now. And the ground is shaking. And Rusty, as you're running in
flying
the camp now, you feel the earth around you is just crashing around, and you can see that there's some movement now in these other trees in this spiral that you're running through. And you look and you see like there are slightly bigger balls of this light that he was cradling, just slightly bigger, in little nests in all of these trees going around, leading to Tinkerbell's little center tree. And they're kind of being jostled now by each step of this big tree that is lumbering quickly after Mice.
Not after the thing I threw?
Nope.
Ah, damn
it. I rolled to see if it would work on it, but no.
I am still flying as fast as I can, even though inside I am crapping my pants.
Okay, you get there. You're going straight for Tinkerbell's little hidey hole. You come up there. You hear something inside that tree hole. She's asleep. You can see it clearly as you approach. And she is like asleep and weeping audibly, loudly. Their eyes shut.
She's weeping?
No, doesn't matter.
But she's weeping.
Mice, what's your movement speed?
Great question. 30.
Okay. It's on your tail. It's not very quick, but it has big movements.
Right.
So it is gonna catch up to you.
Well, I feel like once I'm in the woods, it will be too big.
That is an idea.
That's an idea. I
And
like that.
Clover, what are you doing?
Panicking? I'm
Panic.
gonna. If Mice is coming back my direction, I no longer. No, I'm still gonna try to like yank her faster.
So you're here.
Okay.
Mice standing with you threw one of the things this way and then took off this way. The tree went off.
Oh,
As far as I know, you're still here.
as far as I know, I'm gonna. I think I might need to pass my turn. I don't know. Everything is going to shit, and I'm just standing here with Asha.
Yeah. Ooh, Asha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me think of some
she
thing
can go
for
first.
Asha to do here.
Go get the other ball.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's what Asha will do. Asha will go and run in the other direction, get the other ball of light. And then she's gonna go and hide in the woods.
I'll chase after her.
Okay. All right. You two get that ball of light and you go and hide in the
Like,
woods where
put
you came from.
In something so it can't be seen.
Okay. Mice, it's catching up to you. Rusty, what do you do?
I go and attempt to catch her, and I will, once we have her, make sense of the weeping later.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check to catch that fairy in a jar.
Not 20.
What?
That was pretty much what you needed.
When I die, it was worth it.
Rusty, you're panicking. She's weeping. She's crying. You have no idea what to do. And just in a brilliant moment of zen, you just erase everything from your mind and you just pretend it's like a cockroach and you just kind of scoop her up, close the jar, you pick her up, you see she immediately like wakes up and like starts throwing fairy dust everywhere and like banging on the glass jar, and you just, that's it.
Nope.
Mice, you've got about 30 more feet before you get to the tree line. To get in there, anything that you want to try to do before, or are you just gonna hope that the woods conceal you?
What am I holding?
Do you want to stop and investigate it?
Well, can I run and look at it?
Not really.
Or like have a sense of what it feels like as I'm running?
It feels like nothing is in your hands.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You see it because there's light, but it feels like nothing.
All right. I'm going to throw it.
You're going to throw it.
I'm going to throw it at the tree.
You throw it at the tree. Okay, so you turn around, you throw the ball of light at the tree. It stops running, picks it back up off the ground, holds it back in its arms and goes, "That was very mean."
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought you would like to play a fun game.
You don't throw babies. Don't throw babies.
You're right. I will never throw a baby.
And it doesn't listen to you finish that sentence.
Okay, great.
It turns around and it starts walking back to its post. It walks back over. It's got a ways to go before it realizes that the other light is gone. So you see Rusty run or flying out and like across the clearing, like in a frenzy.
Yeah.
Back and like ducking, I assume, into the woods. Rusty, where you see like a hidden Asha and a Clover, like both concealing like together another ball of light with their hands once you cross over into the tree line.
Is it coming towards that?
That's a baby.
No, it's going towards where you threw the other one.
get rid of that baby. We need to go. Go. We got the girl. Let's go. Oh. She's been weeping.
Hey. I just like stick my hands into the clearing, put the baby down. We don't need the baby.
Run. Let's go.
And then run.
Work something. It could be cool.
No.
Goes and it just like walks like right up to where you are. It goes, looks down, picks it up and goes,
You're gentle.
and then walks back to its spot.
No consequences for my actions.
Oh, there will be, I'm sure.
Rusty is holding a jar full of Tinkerbell, who is loudly banging on this glass and making screamy noises.
She's soups angry, yo.
Mm-hmm. It's muffled, thankfully, inside the jar.
Does anyone
That
have
is
like a sack
closed.
we can put her in?
Do we have a plan for her to breathe?
Yes, oh no, I don't have a dagger.
I do.
Yeah, we just
Just
Little
poke
hole
a
in the top.
hole. Poke
Really little.
a little hole. A little hole.
Okay. You put some little holes in there. She slows her banging down, but continues to protest this imprisonment.
I know, lass, but we're gonna head towards the ferries.
Okay. You head back towards the to the lake, and
When she was like throwing a bunch of fairy dust around inside the jar, and now there's holes in the top, is it like a pepper shaker of like flying?
yes.
Oh, okay. Then I'm gonna sprinkle it
Yeah,
all
let's do
around
that.
so that we can
Yeah,
fly to the
yeah.
ferries.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, you pepper shaker Tinkerbell, and as you do, she like
Just fine.
hits against the
I
top
mean,
of
I'll
the
do it
jar.
very gently because I'm not a barbarian, you know, like.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You'll gently shake her, and she sprinkles fairy dust on you. You guys head back in the direction towards the lake. You've got a bit of travel ahead of you, but you know generally the way.
Can we make sure she's in a bag so she can't see where we're going?
I have my like cloak.
Or like just wrap
Asha
wrap her in
has
a shirt.
Asha has a bag. Asha
Yeah.
has a bag. So you put her in the bag. Okay. Let me
Get
just
a bag.
note that for Asha when she comes back. Just in case. All right, so Tinkerbell's in a bag. Are you guys
In a jar in a bag.
in a jar in a bag?
Jar of Tink. You know.
Rusty still looks like Peter Pan, by the way.
Weird.
Oh, right. I'll dispel it.
Okay.
Yeah, that felt so gross. But I thought it would work. You never know. Gummy bears. That was a good one.
All right, so yeah, we're going to those ferries, or do we want to go back to the campsite and?
We have Tinkerbell. Let's take her to the ferries. I want to know why she's crying, though.
Who cares? She's probably just trying to make you feel sorry for her.
She didn't know that we were there, that I was there. And-
She stubbed her toe.
And what was the deal with all the babies? There were lots of babies.
Are they hers?
That's the thing, I don't know.
No, they're
But
probably just like more magic trees.
I'm sure the fairies have an answer.
Oh, maybe they're fairy babies.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's a lot of babies. Holy crap.
All right, we'll ask the fairies.
Not right.
Okay. So you travel the rest of the way and get back to the lake. I would say that I would recommend being quiet when you exit the tree line and enter the. It's pretty wide open once you get to the actual lake itself. You see the cave um, on your left. You see that off in the distance are the floating islands, far, but you can see them to your right. The lake ahead of you. But once you exit the woods from here, it's pretty wide open space.
Um, so
Before we exit the woods, can I see if it looks like there's anything out there?
You can make a perception check. I mean, it same as the last time you were here. It didn't really look like there's anything until something wanted to be seen.
and Asha's the only one that doesn't have dark vision, right?
As far that she doesn't,
Yeah.
but I think she's the only one. Yeah.
So before we leave the tree line and stuff like that, I'll make sure that she's like kind of like she's strapped to my back in a way,
On your
like
shoulders or something, so
yeah,
she's not okay.
so that we can, so I can guide her at least, and we don't need to have any artificial light or anything like that. We can just follow the moonlight and stuff like
Okay.
that. So
Clementine is pretty shook up, so Clementine is like hiding in like Asha's clothing, like kind of tucked under her.
So you
Uh,
time.
it is a halfling backpack.
Mhm.
Great. So wanna
Then you
just
step out.
over to that tree because we're flying. We got the flying pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll try to, but
So
we'll
you fly.
try to stay like a little low, just so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not as
Like
like
under the height of the tree line.
Yeah.
But like
Okay, like
Yeah.
amongst the trees.
Yeah.
So where are you trying to go right now? Do you want to go out into the lake, or do you want to go towards the cave, or do you want to go
weren't
the
the
tree the fairies brought
the
us.
the,
tree that
yeah, the
they
trees, yeah,
had brought you to earlier?
yeah.
Okay. You go ahead and bring yourselves over to that tree. Um, and it doesn't look like they're here at this time at this specific tree. But you kind of land there for a minute, and as you're kind of like looking around, you see like a couple of like twinkling lights out of your peripheral vision, and they head and come over towards you. And they'll land, and it's the same two fairies that you had met last time.
Hey, we did your job for you.
We got time.
Yeah, you got Tinkerbell,
We did.
and she's contained and not giving you a problem.
She's contained, and the where she sleeps at night, there are lots of little babies, and she was crying in her sleep. What is going on?
Don't know a single thing about that. What do you mean she was crying in her sleep? Like,
She was weeping. She was asleep, and she was weeping.
well, she was probably faking it. She's a liar.
She
And-
doesn't. She didn't know that we were there.
And you know that's how?
I don't. But no, that's fine. We can go
What
with
do you mean about the light?
the lights,
The babies?
the
You said-
babies. There were many, many little glowy babies.
Yeah, the trees were holding them. Or a tree was holding them.
Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. No babies I know of look like that.
Okay,
Probably just a crazy tree.
maybe.
Anyway,
Um,
what do you want us to do with Tinkerbell?
well, um, if it's all right with you, I mean, we'd like to take her back to Queen Mab, and if you came with us, then you could ask her a boon. She'd give you any help you want, and that would probably be in all your favor if that's what you want with taking care of Neverland and getting it back to the way it was supposed to be. But we could always just take her. But then
Yeah, we're
you're
good.
kind of
We'll
on
come
your
with.
own.
We'll
Yeah,
come
we're
with.
definitely gonna go.
We'd like to meet this Queen Mab, and yeah, we could really use some help. This
All right.
wasn't easy, and my friend got smacked by one of that trees. Really hard.
Yeah, I forgot. I am
Hurting.
help.
So,
Yeah, you got smacked by that tree that God's.
Yeah, the one with the babies.
That's what it's doing. That's weird.
You don't check anything out.
Like those, there was no balls of light last time we were there.
How long ago was it?
I mean, not long. We go by every week or so.
Bet you do.
there were a lot.
Like a gas station bathroom.
There were so
No one's
many.
checking that shit.
Well, then you need some healing, and then we need to take you away to go to Queen Mab. Before we go, though, and he looks at you, Rusty. Do we have any problems about Tinkerbell and her crying? Because
No.
she's going to trial when we get there. And I want this ironed out now before we bring you along to our mess.
No. No, that's fine.
All right. Well, we can talk about it on the way. We've got a little bit of a journey. You got fairy dust on you, and I guess, well, you don't have to worry about that because Tinkerbell's in a little jar,
Yeah.
and that's pretty convenient. Great. Do you need anything else before you go?
No.
Well, we best be off now, or we could still see all the stars.
Aye.
The what?
The stars.
Okay.
All right. We're off then. And they're going to take off
I'll follow.
and kind of beckon you to follow.
Yep.
Hey, you guys follow along. As you do, they are going to sort of like one in back, one in front, kind of guide you. As soon as you get into like this sky, it's chaos. You know, once you pass through, you're leaving Neverland entirely. You break through this hemisphere and back into what looks like space. Just black and bright lights and glowing rocks far away and close up, and you can't tell where any direction really is. And they lead you what seems like several minutes across this blanket of nothing. You don't even seem to be moving very far. Even though you can tell that you're still traveling. After a few minutes, you notice that one like big spherical shape is getting closer and closer, and that's clearly where you're headed among them. And eventually you kind of break through this other hemisphere into normalcy, and there's light, and there is color again, and they
Like
lead you. What?
It's like Kingdom Hearts, I feel like.
They lead you through a set of treetops to a very green, very open field, and a very nice kind of sunny morning, it seems like. And they say, well, it's daytime here, so we better be quiet. And we're going to just do a little something and make sure that none of the folk around here see the likes of any of us. All right. And they kind of do a little incantation on you, and nothing seems to happen from your perspective.
What do you?
That's
what are we worried about seeing us?
Oh, the folk around here, they can't see you, or they'll freak out. It'll be a whole big thing. Anyway, welcome to Kensington Gardens. We'll have to hide out here for a little bit before nightfall. But we could get something to eat. We could chat about things. We could try to needle this one, and points to the fairy in a jar. Could try to figure out what's going on with her. The weeping and this weird light that you think is a baby.
Yeah, you want to interrogate her through the jar? I don't want to open the jar.
No, I don't want to open the jar either. Well, she probably doesn't want to come out of the jar now that she's here. And you look at her, she's not banging on the jar anymore. She's sitting
Good.
in a corner.
Tap the jar and be like, "Good job." I remember that time that you threatened me.
You look about and you start to see like humans in like kind of like weird poofy dresses, pushing like frilly little carriages, holding weird frilly umbrellas, out coming through this little patch of grass, and just chatting casually about nonsense.
And they don't see us at all?
They don't react.
Okay. But they do see something where we are.
No, they walk right past you. They don't seem to notice. And the fairies you're with just sort of say, all right, well, let's go get us something to eat. And
Where are we?
like we said, Kensington Gardens. I don't reckon you ever been to Earth, really.
Earth?
You don't look like the type.
No. No,
Yeah,
just...
weird place.
Huh.
That's where we all from.
Huh.
The fairies, I mean.
What do
Right.
you eat here?
Hmm?
What do you eat here?
Oh, fruit. It's delicious. Mostly.
Fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It's not snail.
No snail.
Cool.
Asha like runs into the woods. She's like, vegetables. She like starts pulling like tomatoes, like clearing out of the ground.
Oh, yeah. Are we supposed to be hiding and stuff?
No need for that. As long as we don't make too big of they shouldn't notice us. It's pretty normal. We did a
Okay.
little bit of a spell. It's just something that is normal for us. They don't know us. They don't see us. Not unless they're really keen. That happens like once in a century.
Well, I would like to get some answers out of Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a great idea to me, especially with that little light thing you're talking about. So if you just come over here and that seems like this one's got breakfast all figured out. We'll let her do her thing and you guys can interrogate Tinkerbell and safely. We'll just keep an eye on that one closely for any tricks. So the two fairies give you a little bit of buff. They stand a little bit away, and then you put the jar down on the ground while Asha goes and starts a little fire.
Hey, Tink.
She just glares at
She don't
you.
know if she can talk.
Yeah.
She
How come all the other ones can talk?
That cat is so funny. And I want to yell at the other ones. Can she not talk?
Well, she can talk, all right. She talks a lot if she wants to.
Why were you crying, lass?
Yeah, we're really worried about you.
Looks over at you and just spits at the bottom of her.
But now you're just in a jar with your own spit.
She just like makes like a gutting motion and like
Yeah, I've seen
seems that
that
your
movie.
guts are all falling out. And she goes,
Yeah, that's
It's just like a
super
tiny
helpful. Come on. Why were you crying?
she doesn't say anything.
But the sooner you talk, the sooner we can let you out of there.
Were those your kids?
She like points to the other fairies and like back at you. And they're like, that's not what fairy kids look like. They look like little tiny fairies.
Well,
Look like little people.
who are the...
Like-
Whose babies were they? Aye. Okay.
You think Peter Pan already forgot that he cares about you at all? Me too.
That's probably just as well.
Is that why you were sad? Because he doesn't actually care about you that much.
She just sort of like crosses her arms and pops back against the glass. Starts like seething onto herself.
Ah. Sore spot.
Alright, if nobody else has any questions, I'm just going to shake the jar.
So, you don't want to tell us why you're weeping, even though I actually care about that. It concerns me. But if you don't want to cooperate, fine. You're digging your own grave. And I can't help you.
Rusty, it could go either way on this one. Do you want this to be intimidation or persuasion? I'll let you choose what you what energy you're trying to give off there.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Go for it.
Yeah, they're the same. That's a 16.
She sort of, she doesn't unfurl her arms, but she kind of like at mice and then looks towards you, and is just like, why do you care if I cry?
Because I don't like to see people sad. I don't like to see people cry. It's
Like you have me like in a jar.
it's well, the jar and all of this is apparently of your own making, but
I didn't make this jar.
mm,
I've
ah,
made a lot of things. I did not make this jar. I
oh,
can't put myself
no,
in this jar.
uh, mm. Now, your actions have caused this, but I'm sorry. I care about. I care, and
Well, whatever. You brought me here anyway, so it doesn't matter why I was crying or not. They're just gonna, I mean, like kill me probably, but that's fine, because I did this. I built this jar. I made this.
you don't get metaphors, do you?
No, what the fuck is that?
Right. It's all good. Aye, lass. I can't. If you're honest with me, it can't hurt you. Anyway, if anything, it can only help you.
Yeah, I was crying because I was mad, like I always am, because Peter goes to sleep and I'm the only fairy. Nobody wants me, and I betrayed my people, and that's like matters. Whatever. So I'm alone. Like,
See,
anyway, all I want to do is, kill stuff with him and, you know, mm, just, I want to be his fairy. And then I also want all the fairies to agree with that and love me anyway.
see now, I almost
That's why I was
thought.
crying, because that sucks, because that's not happening,
I
like
almost
at
thought
all.
there was some remorse that maybe you regret some of your actions.
No, I regret how everybody sees my actions. That sucks. They don't
Yeah,
accept that I want to kill stuff with Peter
yeah, that does suck.
and that I
That
don't
you
want to be one
definitely
of these big fairies
deserve
who are stupid.
whatever's
Want to,
coming.
but I want them to love me anyway. Do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. I've been around a lot of narcissists before, and boy, you take the cake.
Well, like, have you you just don't get it because you've never been like someone's fairy before. It's like a really big deal, and like I just wasn't. And, you know, to be Pan's fairy, it's like the best one that you can possibly be.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it's like he never grows up and forgets about you. Like everyone else, all their humans like grow up and forget about them. Mine doesn't. Mine
He's a
stays.
psychopath.
Yeah, hi.
Apparently you are too. That's great. Fuh. Ha. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you had me caring for like a little bit. I don't anymore. Huh. Good luck.
There are
I
ponds nearby.
turn around and just kind of, yeah, walk back towards the other fairies.
Mice, can you turn up your mic a little bit again? You got quiet for me at least, or put it near. Yeah.
Is there a pond nearby?
Um, there is like a man-made small pond in this park that you could kind of see across the field.
Can I take the jar to it?
Yeah.
And I just want to like turn it upside down so the lid is down and just like start pushing it so that water's coming up.
Okay, you do that, and the other two fairies come over and they go, the whole point. And they like try to like lift your arms.
No, I'm making a point.
Map is gonna do a whole lot of this and more to her.
Great. Well, let me do this now.
If you kill her, you've got nothing.
I just like take the jar and like just put it like under my arm.
And then they like wink at you, and they're like, "Oh yeah, right. We don't care. Go ahead and kill her then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Totally
also.
kill her. Get her."
And I just want to like slowly start.
They still like watch a little bit closer. All right, so you slowly submerge her a little bit.
Not all the way.
Not all the way.
Yeah.
So she's like got her
What's she
head just
doing?
above water. She starts like, you know, panicking. and
Okay, I
flailing
just pick
about.
it up so the water is like slowly trickling out downward.
Yeah. She's like treading the water as it slowly goes, and she's like,
You know that he does not care about you, right?
he does when I'm
Again.
there.
Again.
All right, you try it again. She's panicking. Make an intimidation check for
Okay.
sure.
I got a 18.
You bring her up this time, and she goes, "You don't understand what
Again.
it's
Sorry.
about."
Again. I pick her up for less long this time. Pick her up.
For less long. You're gonna kill me, and then you're not gonna get whatever the stupid thing is that you stupid want.
I just want you to tell me how we can kill him.
And you can kill Pan? You idiot. You can't, like, kill him. Kill him.
Okay.
I've never killed Pan before, you fucking idiot. I would
I know
never
you haven't killed him before. I'm trying to kill him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't die.
How do I get his powers away from him?
I don't know.
All right, well, tell me something that I want to hear.
That is so big. You're
Down.
the worst.
Okay.
So, like, you bring her up this time. She's just, oh my God, you psycho.
You're very boring to me, and I want you to tell me how I can hurt Pan.
Well, you're doing it. I don't know if you've noticed.
I doubt that he's that hurt by you being taken away.
Yeah, he doesn't notice that I'm gone right now, but he's mine. I'm his fairy. And he's still he still believes in me. If I die, something bad happens to me, he will know. And then you'll have to deal with that. And that'll be all on you.
Well, that doesn't sound like it hurts him. That sounds. You know what? That sounds like not helpful information. And I go back down.
Yikes.
You guys see this, just by the way.
She's fine.
She goes throwing up water. What? I told you.
I feel like I'm not asking the right question. What do you guys think?
I think the time for questions is over.
Got to get Peter.
What's the connection? What's the actual connection between Tink and Pan that makes him aware that something bad happened to her? And how can we exploit that?
Answer the lady.
Well, it's complicated, but I picked him because he's special and important. And now,
And you're both assholes.
Gave me a way out of this awful place. I'm back in now, thanks to you. He didn't have a fairy. Most people here do, and he didn't have one. So I maybe used fairy magic to bond myself to him so that we would be soulmates forever. And I'm his fairy, and he is mine. Pan.
So all of his power comes from you?
Oh, God, no. No, his power comes from, the powers he stole from whatever that nothing loser was that came before him that, was working for Mab and just doing what she was told. And Pan's brave. He doesn't do what he's told.
So how did he steal those powers?
Oh, well, he lied. And he got them and he took them and then he just did what he wanted anyway. It's brilliant. He showed me a whole new way to live.
Is there a physical object that gives him powers?
I don't know. I didn't give them to him. I just, came along for the ride because it's awesome.
Wow, you really don't matter at all.
No.
You matter to him.
Well, I mean to him.
If he remembers.
Yeah, he didn't even tell you anything.
He doesn't have to. I'm just always there.
Not anymore.
Cool.
Yeah.
Way to always be stalking him. Like a weird little groupie.
Yeah, well, we're bonded and you don't understand that.
That's fair.
But whatever, when the queen kills me and he destroys Neverland and everybody on that stupid island, then you guys can deal with that. That's going to be fine.
Yeah, that is going to be fine. Because then we'll just start from scratch, right?
Okay, well, who's the psycho? I just want to say she's okay with annihilating everybody just to start over.
You don't know anything about those weird glowing balls?
Oh, they're super weird. Yeah, I don't really understand it, but it makes the tree really happy when they're happy.
When they are happy?
Yeah.
What makes them happy?
Quiet. And sleep. dark music sometimes. Yeah, I don't really know, but it makes that tree really happy, and if you like just go along with it. Anyway, I hope
Any
that
other
gets you everything that you ever wanted.
No, I want to know if Pan has any weaknesses at all.
No, he doesn't have any weaknesses because he doesn't have any complicated feelings like all the other people and all of you and everything. No, he's like superior because he operates on our level.
Does he want anything that he can't have?
No.
I don't believe you. Down.
You fake drown her again. And she goes back up, just bringing out her hair.
I hope it is muddy. It's full of goose poop in there.
It is muddy water. She like wrings out her hair. It's like, ah, you're the worst. Well, look, I don't know. He wants one thing 1 minute and then one thing the other. Like me. Because we're the same. So it's hard to tell. But like, you know, I think that most of the time what he really wants is he wants to not have any of his enemies leave Neverland. Sometimes Hook and the pirates try to move on. That's when he gets most upset.
All right. All right. Anybody else?
No, I think
Otherwise we'll just go fruit.
I think Mab will probably be more helpful.
Tink, you want us to like push some fruit down these little holes?
I mean, I guess I could eat.
I guess I could eat. Oh, God.
That was good. That was good. That was good. I sound like that.
I think Tinkerbell
I
sounds
do
like
that.
that.
Doesn't sound like she needs any fruit.
All right. No fruit for you.
Okay. So the other two fairies come back and they're like, "Are we good?"
Shall I go?
Your other friend just like cooked up a fucking souffle over the little fire we got in the woods. So
It's like duck eggs.
you're welcome. There's like a full meal. There's like a stew brewing when you come back to the woods. You guys sit and have some chow and eat. And just at like the crack of dusk, it's not even dark yet. As soon as the sunlight begins to get dim, you see like a bunch of light kind of start to emanate from the trees across the other way on the other side of the pond. And you see them sort of come forward, and the fairies that are with you are like, all right, well, I guess it's time that you all met Queen Mab. Everybody look your best. Straight backs and everything. She's good. This is good enough. Been a while. And they lead you out into the clearing, like in front of this, in the middle of this wide open grass. And as the lights kind of move towards you, and you see that they're all fairies, and these are not, they look ornately dressed in tiny little ball gowns, seamed with like glitter and gold. Beautiful patterns and clothing and things. And the most ornately dressed of them all, and just slightly bigger even than all of them, kind of flies to the front and is in like a huge gown that like flows and flies behind her. And she comes up to the lot of you and tilts her head.
Look, curtsy.
It's finally nice to meet such capable beings. It's been a long time that I've waited to have Tinkerbell return to me. What are your names?
Hi, madam. My name is Rusty. And allow me to introduce my friends. This is Mice, Clover, and Asha. And we are honored to be in your presence. And he'll do like a really deep bow. Yeah.
Well, that was quite the lovely introduction, Rusty. And do you have a name for yourselves? You're quite the group. Done a lot.
I don't think we've thought about that.
Certainly open to suggestions.
We'll have to think of something then. Well, thank you. I would love to invite you. We're sort of celebrating this very momentous and joyous occasion. If you would like to join us, we would love to have you. And then perhaps discuss any needs you might have of us.
We would be absolutely honored.
That's very well. Tinkerbell, it's so lovely to finally have you back. We'll have such a nice chat. And a couple of other fairies like come and take that jar and like just fly her like into the woods. Well, all right, we have a lot of celebrating to do. And she turns and goes, and a couple of people like usher her into the woods, and your fairy guides come and take and lead you behind the crowd. You come in towards the woods, and here it is 1 o'clock in the morning. We'll stop here and we'll pick up next time at this point.
Let me go to the fairy party.
I know you're gonna go to the fairy party. Before we go though, everybody please, let's do the same, starting with Clover's Corner, which is what I'm calling it now. Clover's Corner.
I like it.
You, and tell me what you do. Tell everybody, brag about yourself.
Hi, I'm Kate. I do this. I tweet pictures of my cats. You saw Indiana Jones napping on me earlier. I am also a staff editor over at the Geekiary. We do geeky and queer news and like movie reviews and stuff. You can Google them, I guess. You can also find a link in my Twitter bio. That's it. That's all I got.
What are you on Twitter again, babe?
Oh, I'm Ma Sullivan.
Nice.
It's
That's
under
Elvish.
my. That is Elvish.
It's Dragon Age Elvish, just
It
by
is.
the way.
That's how I got suckered into all of this. It was the gateway drug.
Yeah. And Avalon?
Yeah, I am Avalon. I am a cat attack in most places. I am currently strongly encouraging people to apply for a one-shot that, or not a one-shot, Jesus, a campaign that I will be storytelling on the alternating Tuesdays of this game. In a World of Darkness system, sort of to be determined, probably mage. So apply for that. And I'm one half of Femsplain podcast. And I think that might be the only thing I'm doing online right now.
Okay. Maddie?
I do too much online.
That's true, babe.
But yeah. I have some talk shows on my channel, and I play games over at Soulbear RPG. But I just I've got a few charity things coming up that I'm a part of. I just want to August 31st, September 1st, that weekend over at Welcome Party RPG, we're raising money for Rises, Texas. And I'm running a one shot on September 1st. Over there, September 20th through the 22nd, Thread Raiders is running a charity stream. I'm at a loss right now for that particular one, but I'm running a one shot on the 22nd, and then November 4th through the 8th, the folks over at Forged Breaker are doing a week-long charity game streams for Alzheimer's research, and I'm going to be a player in one of those games. And of course, you can pick up one of these shirts at sonerdwear.com. All the proceeds get directly donated to Alzheimer's research, and it's called With Advantage, is the charity group that their Forge Breaker has created. So take a look for all that. Come hang out and help us raise some money for some really good causes.
Excellent. And I'm Diana. I've been your storyteller. I do this. I am the other half of Femsplain podcast. And we are also the two halves of Fem NPC, which is a growing collective of nerd content creators who are ladies or femme identified as well. So you can check out femnpc.com. You can watch me stream lots of things here. I do a lot of video games in addition to this. And you can just follow me on Twitter at SuperDylan, where I post lots of stuff about homebrewing, Mac making, and everything like that. Also, check out us FemNPC on YouTube, because I'm putting a lot of my tutorials there too. And you can also watch back episodes of this show there as well. All right. I think we are good to go. Maddie, play us out.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Diana. And how about that beautiful opener again?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Thank you, folks. We love you.